All right, we're going to welcome you back to the Principals Podcast. This is our second podcast today. Earlier in the day, we had swimming. Today, we're having gymnastics. And these are my friends. We have Evelyn Allen, Maddie Downs, and Molly Hamulak joining us today. Eventually, Mrs. Bondi and Mr. Heim could be joining us, but we wanted to talk gymnastics because it is probably the most, I hate to say it, competitive sport that we offer that no one gets to see. These girls flip and flip and flip, or tumble, or get on a bar, or break their ankles on a beam, and they've done it for years. Um, and if any of our listeners have had a daughter in, or even a son in gymnastics, they know what we're talking about. But we want to talk with these girls because they're our leaders. They are our juniors who are, I don't even know if you have captains, but we'll get into that uh, because they have a pretty young team and they have been watching the ranks of a very powerhouse gymnastics team for many years that they were a part of, and now they're the leaders. And they came into our building as eighth graders, which is really cool. So each of you girls, we're going to welcome you to the podcast. Molly, how you doing?
I'm good, a little tired.
You had a long day of school and work today.
Yeah.
Evelyn, how's life with you?
Pretty good. Nothing
And
much.
Maddie, how's life at your household? Doing well?
Yeah, everyone's doing well.
All right. So any one of you can talk to us. You have a unique season. You are unable to practice in our gym. Many years ago, when I was a student, gymnastics actually combined with either West G and Chardon, and it was either an either or gym. We don't have that anymore. But you've been from legs to Emeth, you name it. Can you talk to us a little bit about your team and where you've been this season, and I guess where you're going, because it's a pretty important meet coming up. So anyone, tell us a little bit about gymnastics right now.
It's definitely been different. It's always been different since like freshman year because freshman year was the last like normal year we had, and then sophomore year kind of COVID, and then this year we've had meets canceled too. So we just haven't really had like a normal season yet. So we're kind of hoping things senior year kind of settle out and it's just more normal. But yeah, things have been good. A lot of new girls. We only have about 5 people that were originally on the team. So we have a lot of new people.
And Evelyn, how many competitions have you had so far this season? Because COVID took a few out, snow took a few out.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but was it Maddie or Molly? Was it about like maybe 4, 5?
Yeah,
I
probably.
was going to say 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And you were in Cincinnati about a month ago?
Columbus a month ago, and then 2 weeks ago, Cincinnati.
Okay, so this is a sport that is very unique, that includes a lot of traveling. And you girls probably know her, but little Andler there, who's I think in the 6th or 7th grade at Emeth Gym, Audrey Andler. Ever since she was little, mom and dad were like, "We're going to Cincinnati, we're going to Michigan," and then she was like 4. So this is nothing new for you. What's a competition like when you go to Columbus and Cincinnati? I mean, we have Brecksville's pretty good up here. They're a powerhouse, but what is it like to travel to these places?
Usually when we travel to places like Cincinnati or Columbus, the meets are a lot bigger. So it's a bit of a longer day when we have meets out there, but it's definitely good because we get to see more of a variety of competition, not just people like in our WRC or people we're used to competing against. So it just gives a bigger variety of gymnasts.
Yeah, it's definitely it's like a different pressure when you go far away rather than like close to home. So
Usually the people that when we go like farther away, usually those are teams who we're competing against when we go to state. So it's a lot harder competition than close to home.
Do you guys ever get a chance to have some fun while you're traveling? Or is it all business?
I'd say all business. I think
Yeah.
when we were younger, we would like kind of like all go in the same hotel and like swim and stuff. But now it's just kind of like get to the meet, get ready, compete, and then we just leave.
Yep.
What are each of your individual events within the gymnastics competitions?
We
I
actually we do all of them.
You all do all of them. Okay.
Yes.
So if you had to pick one, what are your favorite events?
I would say beam and then floor.
Mine's bars.
Nice.
mine's probably floor or bars.
Nice.
Let's talk about these injuries. I've seen them on all of you. I've seen wrapped ankles, broken wrists. I've seen elbow issues. Maddie, are you on the mend? Are you good?
What do you mean?
Are you healing? Did you have an injury early?
Oh yeah. My finger was messed up, but I'm good now.
Okay. Molly, are you healthy?
Yes.
What about you, Evelyn?
I'm all good. I'm all better. So it's all
Okay,
good.
that is great. That is good to hear. What do you feel is the most challenging event in gymnastics to learn when you're starting?
Bars.
Bars.
Yeah.
Bars?
Mhm.
And now,
Yeah.
Maddie, that's your favorite?
Yes.
You have to all chalk up and all that fun stuff?
Yes.
What? And so when you go to like Emmett and you or legs or other places, the fans are kind of afar from various parts. Like the floor is usually up front. You can see a lot of floor things. If you're going off the horse or the beam or the bars, they're all off in different corners. What's crazy is when you're watching these things, you're all doing them. So Chardon's in a corner, then you might be a country mile away, and let's say Mayfield's in another section doing their thing, and you're all like, it's all nonstop, and it's never like, let's watch Chardon do everything, and then are all competitions like that growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all like that. Who has the best facility that you've competed in?
Ooh.
It's hard to say because a lot of meets have just different equipment that I like. So like some meets
Yeah.
I really like their floor, I really like their beam. So just kind of, I wouldn't say there's one place that has the best equipment.
Yeah. Selective equipment from different gyms that we like.
And a lot of times we also have meets at like warehouses, so they'll rent equipment, so it's not necessarily a real gym. So
That sounds really cool. Do you like it when it's like that, or do you like it better when it's at a real gym?
Real gym.
Yeah, real gym.
Yeah.
Usually when it's at a warehouse, it's a little bit scarier because the equipment's not as used. And if we like miss a mat, it's just like concrete.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be good.
Yeah.
Maybe
Even
they
like-
should do like a Halloween gymnastics meet at a warehouse. That would be more
that'd be
appropriate.
fun.
Yeah, you can put on various makeup. What I love watching is like, you all know everyone's routines. You will like, Molly will be on the floor, Evelyn and Maddie will be dancing the routine, cheering her on, vice versa, and all that. That's so cool to see. It's like you all synchronize and know everyone's like routine, which is really awesome. Who's up and coming out of the younger grades that you're like, I think that they're going to really make it far long term as you get when they're juniors with you? Any good freshmen coming up?
I think they all honestly have a lot of different potentials. Like I know like Tori and Adriana are cheerleaders and they're really good tumblers. And I think with more experience, they're just gonna get better at those other events that they're not as strong at. I know Ella was a gymnast before and she's getting better and getting more confident. And Morgan, she's such a hard worker and she's always trying new things and yeah, she'll be really good. I think they'll all be great.
Let's take a moment because Mr. Heim is able to join us. He was with wrestling. Let's talk about the drill sergeant, the former Chardon grad, now your coach, who, when she first started coaching, needed an adult to accompany her because she couldn't rent, get a hotel room. Let's talk about Miss Coach Eichley and the motivation she provides, and the leadership she's able to demonstrate for all of you ladies.
Casey is a great coach. She really pushes us really hard in everything that we do. And she makes us do our best on everything.
Yeah, I've known Casey since I was like 6, and she's been coaching me since then. So I think she really knows how to coach an athlete individually, not just as a whole. So she knows our weaknesses and our strengths and can kind of coach through that, which is, I think, helped a lot of people.
Yeah, she's developed great relationships with all of the new girls, all of us, me, Maddie, and Molly. We've all known Casey for majority of our lives, and she's such a great coach.
I think that's what's so noticeable is she builds relationships with you that you don't want to let her down.
Mm-hmm.
You want to meet and exceed her expectations. Is that fair, guys?
Yes.
Mr. Heim, do you have a version of chicken and steak today?
Always.
All right,
for
what do you
these
got
ladies.
for
I'm
us?
sure, that was the best part. I'm sure they were disappointed that I wasn't on earlier. But so I'm going to give you some chicken and steak, just some random things. I know you gymnasts like to eat before you perform, I'm sure, right? French fries or onion rings?
French fries.
French fries.
Okay. All right. Here it is. I know this is a hard one. Pizza or Chinese food?
Chinese food.
Chinese food.
Yeah, I'd say Chinese food.
Okay.
If you add Mexican in there, some of those answers might change.
Oh, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
I'd say Mexican for that.
Yeah,
one.
me too.
You're right.
I would stick with the Chinese food.
Okay. Do you like to have plans or do you like to have surprises?
Surprises.
Surprises.
I like plans.
Do you guys like driving fast? Maddie, be careful with this one. Driving fast or driving slow, Maddie?
I'll say slow.
Your mom will be proud of you.
Does anyone else drive yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
I drive.
You're all saying slow as well?
Oh, they're
Yep.
angels. Come on.
Oh,
yeah.
Girls,
Yeah.
they're angels.
Two
We never,
hands.
we
10
never
and
have
2.
a
I
problem.
made this point earlier, but remember, these girls, when they came in, were 8th graders, and now they're the leaders of the gymnastics team. Man, we are getting old. At least I feel like I'm getting old because you're growing up,
They are.
and it's just awesome to see your leadership. It really, really is.
And
Is
I
this
think
the
you
last
hit it.
Hamulak? We have had a few. Your brother and sister. You're the last one.
Yep.
Are you the best one?
No.
I know Maddie will say she's the best one.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm going to leave you with one more, or actually 2 more. We're going to put you on the spot because it is parent-teacher night. Science class or math class? What is your favorite?
Science.
Science.
Math.
Look at that. I always get math into the podcast. Once again,
You
Mr.
did,
Murray,
but you
your
you
streak is
lost that
alive.
round.
I
It's
know
only
I lost it.
33%.
I lost it 2-1. You're right. All right, here's the last one. Would you rather win the race or win the debate?
Win
the
the
debate.
Yeah. Probably the race. I don't know.
All right.
This is do you have another one? Or are you in a transition? You're good?
I was just going to say if I didn't have 2 herniated discs that I would do a cartwheel for you right now, but I'm not able to do that. So I'm gonna leave it to
Yeah.
the professional. These three ladies.
You are the most injured on this podcast, and they tumble nonstop and go off bars, and they have to like jump and land on a beam, oftentimes not knowing where the beam is, just trusting their expertise. Mrs. Bondi, have you ever been in gymnastics?
I never was. I did like the beginner dance classes and stuff like that, but my daughter's very interested and she's been doing ballet and tap, so I'm definitely gonna look at options for that. We're kind of in the Menor area, so it would either be legs or all around. So we're looking into options for that maybe in the summer. Yeah.
What's awesome is we get to see you girls again. Next year you'll probably be on the podcast again. We can refer back to it. Do you see yourself ever becoming like a coach?
I definitely could see myself like helping Casey, but I don't think I could see myself as like a head coach.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree with Molly.
I say that because wrestling's currently in the building, and there are a lot of alum wrestlers that are back, and they're kind of like sidebar coaching up kids. It's really cool to see, and this happens every single year. And eventually you'll become like all three of us, where you eventually have a family and you raise kids, and you're like trying to help them out. Never thought that I would be coaching softball from being a baseball guy. And the reality is that you never know where life's going to take you, but you all have the qualities and the abilities to definitely lead and to coach. And it would be really cool in a year and 3 months and 27 days when I'll shake your hand across the finish line, and you're going to have your individual purpose, knowing where you want to go. I know that's kind of happening right now. You're trying to figure out that pathway. So we're not going to get to that question this year, but we will ask you next year because, Molly, you spent a lot of your time at Mickey D's.
Oh yeah.
That is not eating the food, that is serving the food. And
Oh,
are
yeah.
you in the window?
Yeah, mainly.
If you were going to recommend to us something from McDonald's, what would it be?
The fries.
The fries.
Okay, Molly.
Hence-
If
Go ahead.
I come in order and I say this is Douglas Murray, what kind of discount will I get?
I don't know if you'll get one, but I could give you something for free.
I hope your manager's watching. That was a very good answer, Molly.
Yeah.
Does
a
your
very-
manager watch our podcast?
Come on, Miss Bondi.
have no
Nobody
idea.
watches our podcast. This is
Um,
number 99, and we still haven't had that many followers since we started.
we have Quinn Allen, one of our
True.
first members. Your boss better be watching. They're always emailing us to get students to work. The reality is we're at the point of the podcast because we're about to transition to go to the middle school for the College Credit Plus night, curriculum night, to think about someone you want to give a shout out to. So we talked about a lot of people in this podcast, and now, ladies, is there someone or somebody or something you want to give a shout out to?
I'll give a shout out to my older sister, Margaret. She came back this year and she's actually helping us coach, which has been really nice. It's been really fun and I think she really likes it. So
I'll give a shout out to Casey, our coach.
I'll give a shout out to all the parents that have supported us throughout the years.
And our assistant coach, Kayla.
Kayla Benjamin.
Yep.
Hopefully she doesn't have knee braces on.
She doesn't.
My shout out will go out to the parents. We have a lot of awesome parents, both here supporting currently the wrestling team. All the littles are there. A lot of like parents that don't have kids in the wrestling program here to support their children or their children's friends we have great parents that are coming here to find out more about their children. So my shout out goes to all the parents tonight.
I feel like we're all on the same page. I'm on the same page with you and Maddie. Shout out to the parents. I know, like, I saw Mrs. Kilfoyle in the building tonight bringing in stuff for the water project that Faith and her friends are doing for raising money for the water project. And then I saw other parents in the building having conferences, and Mrs. Giddings is here on her birthday, helping to facilitate these events. And her daughter also goes here. So shout out to all these parents.
I'm going to shout out the teachers. I was in the wrestling room, or actually the gym. There's wrestling going on. And at one point, I think I saw 20 teachers in there supporting our high school wrestlers, along with our little wrestlers and their families and friends. So it was awesome on a night where they have a lot going on. They took some time, walked down to the gym, and saw some wrestling. And it was really awesome to see. It's pretty electric in there right now.
Ladies, you're awesome. Could you give us some information on how we can watch you in your next meet?
I don't think there's any like live streams or anything.
But even if we want to show up, you have the WRCs or something?
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
And where's that at?
At like First Flips, I think it is.
First Flips?
Yes.
Where's that?
Solon.
Well, good luck to you girls. Be the leaders that we know you are. Support each other. Be great teammates. And we will see you again in school, but best luck tomorrow. Thanks for joining us today, ladies. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Go Converse.
Go Toppers.